the dreams. Lock in on the vision, gotta believe. Be about his business and you'll receive. Yeah, we crowned by the king. Yeah, we crowned by the king. Yeah, we crowned. Had to get to work, had to stop all the chit chat. Too many talents, can't waste them. Yeah, that's big facts. Making kingdom moves, standing on business like me, Shaq. Aiming for our goals, click clack. Moving forward, no need to reach back. Tell me where I need to preach at. Tell me where I need to speak at.
Yup, Joseph Honeysett here with me.
Joel English, man.
Come on, bro. Man, welcome everybody to the CROWNEDCAST Podcast. Man, I'm excited for today. I'm excited for these conversations, bro. We always have such a great time. A lot of times they're just like, it's not scripted. It's just, hey, let's just get into it. And so that's what today is going to be on this episode. How you doing though, bro? What's new with you?
Man, blessed, highly favored, but man, blessed is relative, right? Some people say blessed is living in Dubai or live traveling and do your things, but according to the scriptures, blessed is actually when you're suffering. You know, not only, but usually how the disciples talk about Paul and Peter, like blessed. So for me, I'm blessed, right, in the disciple way.
Going through it.
Yeah, man. Just
it's just life things.
Yeah, you gotta always pivot, always adjust. But things are happening fast. And so you got to learn the time and manage your time. But for me, like the pain points, I would say, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but micromanaging, bro. I cannot stand micromanage. I'm not a micromanager by nature. All right. I'm a person that, hey, this is your gifts. I'm going to put you in a place for you to thrive, but you have to thrive now. I'm going to push you. You're going to do the work. I'm not going to like have to tell you all the time. And I've always been like that, but I had to learn to actually, man, you need to go step by step with some people. And that's super annoying because my patience, right? But like, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, bro. I'm just not a micro guy, man. But I guess sometimes you have to be, and you have to just be okay with that. And it takes patience, man. So
absolutely, man. Yeah, it's
a business owner.
It's you're talking about the daily struggles, bro, of when you step into something that maybe you're not prepared for or equipped with, but you figure it out along the way. Like that's the greatest teacher, but it's also a frustrating time because you got to figure it out. Once you crack that code, it's a beautiful thing. No different than business, right? Like business is hard in the beginning because there's so much of unknown. You're like, I don't know what necessarily works yet. But I do know that there is something out there that's going to work for me, my business model, my customers and clients. So yeah, I'm just like you, bro. You know, that's what happens when you're, what is it for the fivefolds, a prophet?
It's I'll say the apostle.
Apostle, yeah, apostle.
Yeah, the apostle is the one
vision focused. Right. It doesn't matter how it happens, just get it to that point. Right. And I've been really just focusing a lot lately with my mindset on a few of the different topics that we already kind of opened up with, but just my mindset overall. And, you know, I'm big on mindset. And but man, I've gotten a hunger to like read more than ever and a hunger to level up more than ever. And, you know, honestly, shout out to my girl because like she read a book called The Secret. I've read it before and it's a phenomenal book. I recommend it, but it has to do with the law of attraction and your thoughts and how your thoughts basically create your whole world. A lot of it having to do with like manifestation and just how you speak, how you think. And I mean, we always talk about stuff like this, but like her reading it got me fired up. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read that again too. And so now we've been having just great conversations, but as well as we've been keeping each other accountable with the things that are coming out of our mouth from like reading this book and being more intentional. And that's what ultimately the law of attraction is. It comes down to the intentionality you have with the things that you say, claim, and think. And so I'm going through this newfound, or I wouldn't even say newfound, but this revised version of just my thinking, because you can almost get caught up in the monotony of things. You can grow yourself so much that you have all this like hip pocket information in the back of your head, and then when it comes across you again, you're like, oh yeah, I need to make sure that's like re-implemented again and bring it to the forefront of our mind. And so I've just been very strategic and surgical about it. But yeah, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm like, bro, let's get to work.
Yeah. No, one thing you said too, man, I really like that. Like for me, I get hyped up when whoever I'm working with, they're like studying and they're learning. And so how you talked about you and Hannah, like the fact that she was reading is what got you like, oh snap, you're reading now, like you're getting motivated. That's gonna naturally motivate me. And that's kind of the apostle trait as well. It's like you get energy whenever people are doing what they're supposed to do and they're thriving and they're becoming who they're supposed to be. So that fuels you. So people always ask like me, like, so what fuels you, man? I'm like, bro, like I can take a vacation. That's not gonna fuel me. What fuels me, like what gives me like hope and I can just keep going without stopping, is whenever I like, hey, you ask me for advice or you ask me which direction, and through my discernment, through everything you're telling me, I point you one way or I connect you to something, right? And a lot of times though, people aren't ready for that, right? Because in the apostle, you see something that they don't see yet, but you see their problems, but they don't see it. So you point them, and so for them, they're like, man, I don't see it, so they don't act on it. But some do. And whenever some do act on it, that's what fuels me, because I'm like, bro, you're about to take off. Everything you've been praying for, everything you've been talking about, you're about to thrive, because I like this connection or this place or whatever situation that helped you. It's going to help you like become the person you need to be, or help your company take beyond measures, right? So for me, I get fueled by that. And so like when you talked about like your spouse, even when my significant other, like whenever she starts like reading and asking questions and I just see her the light bulb goes up, that naturally just like fuels me. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. You know what I'm saying?
It goes into what you were just talking about, like micromanaging. I rather run with one than drag 1,000.
Yes.
If there's one other person that gets it and has that initiative, oh, we're gonna go get it. But if I have to drag 1,000 people and say, hey, come on, I need you to do this, or you need to ask me for permission for everything, no, like I'm going to empower you. I'm going to empower you so you know exactly, hey, this is my vision. This is what I'm looking for. You go and you put action into it, right? And, but everybody's different. Like that's the challenge, but it's also fun once you figure it out. So yeah, man, having that spouse, having you, bro, like, again, I'd rather have one. So like, that's what gets me excited. Cause like I see you doing stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, let me get into my bag. And then I got my girl doing the same thing. I'm like, okay, all right. I got everybody keeping me accountable in all aspects of the relationships of my life. And you look at that and you're like, man, I can't lose, because I got people that are like pushing me. Like they're not pulling me, they're pushing me. And there's a big difference, people's circles is, man, I don't think we really are too intentional, not us, but like us as a society. I don't think we're really too intentional about how that can actually make such a difference in where we end up in life. Some people too casual with their circle and who they are in rooms with. Like I don't know, maybe it's me getting older, but that's all I want to be around, bro, is people that are hungry and getting it, and that speak the same speak that you that are cut from that special cloth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, but you know your identity, you know what God has called you to do, you know where you're going, so that makes you like, when you know where you're going or who you are, it makes you realize like, what am I doing now? Who's in my circle now? Where am I at now? And then natural, once you actually want to work towards that, especially if you're an apostle, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a leader, you naturally. But the problem is, I think we're all leaders in a certain way, but we don't know that. And secondly, we don't know our calling. And so we're just running around in circles until we finally get our calling, or we finally like identify that. And then that's usually when you break out your circle, right? Think about it. You go to high school, you go to college, all your college friends, right? Then after a while, after a couple of years of you graduate, you stop hanging out with your college friends, right? Because your purpose, your identity starts putting you in different circles. And so, but college teaches you to find your identity, right? But you don't have to go to college to find that, right? You don't have to go through the steps that the world teaches you to find your identity. You can find it now through Christ, right? Reading the word, fasting, talking to God. He'll tell you your identity, your job, your purpose, what you're supposed to do. And once you have that, you can start working towards that. And you have permission to let go of people or situations that you're in that you're not supposed to be in. And so I just think it's like people don't know where they're going. And so they're just hanging out with anybody and everybody. But when you know where you're going, you're like, this person's not going with me. So I need to let them go at this stop and then let me keep going. And so that's kind of what it is, bro. You know your purpose, your calling, bro. Everything else, like all your struggles, all your anxiety starts like to dwindle because it's okay. It's the process, So,
but it's that awareness, bro. Like you said, like you can be an evangelical, right, or evangelist, and still be a leader, right?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like all those different categories in the five folds, whatever your personality is, whatever your makeup is, you're still a leader, right?
Yes.
Like, leaders aren't born, leaders are made. But when you have that awareness around where you want to go, that's the differentiating factor. But and that, I mean, that's a deeper conversation into when people are not leaders, how do you help them understand their gifts and lead them, even if they're like they work for you, you know what I mean? But that's the fun part, when you mold them and give them that freedom and that openness to fail. We live in a society, bro, people are too scared to fail that they don't take any chances or risks, even at work, because they're like, oh, I don't want this to look the wrong way, or I don't want somebody to tell me no, or whatever it may be. But like if people just led like themselves in their own lives daily, oh man,
bro. Sometimes that permission too, man. It's that permission is like, is it okay to do this? I'm telling you, people are like waiting for permission, waiting for somebody to come save them, somebody to come give them authority to go. And it's like, no, bro, you have authority, just
on
go.
Purpose. It's on purpose. Mm-hmm. Think about it. When you're a child, that's all you answer to is authority. So for 18 years, you've been told what to do, how to do it, when to do it by your mom, your dad, your family, and then your teachers. So when you're not at home, you still have these authority figures that are telling you what to do. And then you get out in the society, to 18 to 21, 22, you're in college, you still have, so like your entire brain makeup is used to being told what to do. And then you get into society, and guess what? You have all this freedom, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But and that is on purpose. Yep. Because if you look at the Rockefellers, they were the ones that created the education system. Said, I don't want people that can think. I want people that will do and not ask questions.
That's wild, bro. That's wild. But it's just crazy the way Satan works, though. Satan works like a monopoly. Satan works like he's the head. He has his peasants, his people working for him. God, on the other hand, he knows he's the head, but he shares his responsibility. He shares his authority. Even like if you look at the Genesis, when it talked about let us make man in our own image. Who's us is he talking about? He's talking about people in his council, like God. And he has a council, he has a courtroom, right? He's talking to them. So he's like, let us together, let's go make man together. And so everything God has done, even like when Christ came, when Jesus came, and then the Holy Spirit, was to give us that authority, was to make us like God himself, to make us like him, right? Obviously, like Jesus is the only way, but the whole purpose, the goal is to make us like him, so we have this authority. And when you have your authority, man, you can go. But that's the problem, bro. Satan, the way Satan does is like, I'm boss, head honcho, listen to what I'm saying, and he makes society like that. God is like, no, we're all kings, we're all saints. Like, let me download myself to you. And it takes time, it takes a love, and it takes like a confidence, because a lot of time, like even church pastors, they develop a leader, but they only do so to a certain extent because they don't want to give them the full meal because they're going to leave their church and go start their own. But it's like, no, you as a leader, you should want him to leave eventually. And if you're a good leader, he's going to realize that he needs you right now. He's not going to leave right away, right? Eventually, though, after a few years of mentorship, he'll leave. You should want that. You should get someone else to do it, to lead, to build up now, right? To disciple. So it goes back to like, people are just afraid that like no one sees who they are and people are going to take them from them, so they don't trust anybody. They don't open their hearts up anymore. They're really bitter because it's about me, and it's about who I can lead, who I can control, because everyone's taking everything from me. And so they feel like they have to have someone come save them. They feel like they have to wait for permission to go out and do it because, man, I'm suffering. I need someone to come help me because what I went through is worse than what you went through. But you never know, bro. You got to let that past go. You got to let that go so you can grow. And so, man, I went on a tangent, bro. I'm just like, I'm frustrated about this topic, bro, because it's annoying to me. But yeah.
Yeah. It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. And you know, it's like the saying, nice guys finish last. Like I'm trying to connect the two, but like if you're just a person that follows the rules in life, you get a direct flight to where everybody goes, the masses. But like, you got to be willing to make some risks, some challenges, challenge people on some things. Otherwise, you're not going to stand out and really like amplify your message, amplify your purpose. Because if you just do what everybody else does, you're just a guy, you're just a girl, right? Like it's better to almost ride that line sometimes, because you actually get to figure out where is the line. Some people don't even know where the line is, and so you get to test it, and then you get to bend it, and then you get to use it for your advantage. So, you know, I'm big on that.
Man, there's so many topics on leadership, bro. We could spend hours on here, man. But let's pivot. Let's talk some biblical stuff, man.
Man, I've been going down a rabbit hole about King Nimrod.
Bro, yeah, don't get me started on, bro. Like, he was wild too. Like,
yeah,
that
bro.
era. He's talking about the one Nimrod when he invented the metal and gave us like the technologies to create war and all that.
He was the Tower of Babel guy.
Yep.
What did you know, they called him all these different names. They called him Gilgamesh.
They
called him Baal. And yeah, he was an evil dude, man. Like super evil dude. And but he was making progress. And that's why God, you know, cut up everybody's languages, because it's like,
but God knows the power when humans unite. Like God, he created us like to unite, to come together. He knows the power when people get together. There's power behind it, right? And so the Tower of Babel, bro, like the world was united. Like everyone was one. There's one language. Everybody was one. So that's why God saw their power. And Nimrod, the fallen angels, they know what like the power humans have. Like they're jealous of humans, you know, like they want that connection with God so bad. So they're like, man, we're gonna make the humans make the same mistakes we made. But gathering, uniting is power there, right? And so whenever God said like, hey, let's stop them before they do something they regret, God knew if they kept going, they would have reached the breaching point where, hey, like you guys want to get to heaven, but there's water up there, right? If you want to get to that theory, right? You guys are gonna kill yourselves, and God loves us so much. He's like, I'm not gonna let y'all do what y'all think you're gonna do because you guys don't know what you're doing. And so He's like, let us go stop them before they actually do something. So when I used to read those stories, I'm like, dang, God, that means we would have did something like crazy. It's like, yes, y'all would have, but I had to stop y'all. And so look what's happening today. The world wants to become one with Neuralink. Like we don't need any languages. You don't need any. You're not gonna need anything, but you're gonna be happy. You're not gonna need a job or need a house, but you're gonna be happy, right? You're not gonna own anything, but you're gonna be happy. Everyone is connected, right, together online. It's happening again, bro? The same thing that's happening. So what did Jesus said during Revelation when He comes back? The same thing during Noah's time, during the Tower of Babel. And look what's happening today. The world is becoming one, but the whole point is under who? Under God or under man? And so now you look at what 666 means, man, man, man. So the world connects under man, like man rules. We are God now. We don't need you as a creator. We can make our own lives. That's what the world is going to, and that's what Satan is pushing humans to. Satan's not telling people to go worship him. Satan's telling people to worship each other, like worship yourselves, like what we talked about with everyone's pain, right? Everyone is like, man, I've had so much pain. It's about me now. And what did God say during the revelation? It's going to be, everyone's going to have an ear to itch. They're just going to want to please themselves. They're not going to want to help. There's not going to be any love. And what is love? Love is sacrifice yourself for others. So there's not going to be any of that. It's going to be about me. And so you have a society in the world of 666, me. And so it's deep, bro. It's deep when you read like Tower of Babel, Enoch, during Jonah's time. Like I encourage everyone to go read that even more, bro.
Yeah, no, and it's crazy too because I didn't know this, but he was a great grandson of Noah.
Who? Nimrod?
King Nimrod. He's a great grandson of Noah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I believe it, man. He was a Nephilim though.
Well, I mean that you gotta ask yourself. And did you? Oh, bro, this is kind of related. Did you know Noah was albino?
Yeah.
Noah was albino.
But then, man, that you're getting deep, bro. You're getting real deep, dog. Like you are getting to a point where we're gonna have problems because it's yeah. But if you look at the Hebrew, bro, the text like albino. The people like that's why I don't believe in like the Black Israelites and all that, but like some of this stuff stems from the origins, and we look at like Noah's his ancestor. Most of them were black, and Noah was the first one that was like in their terms albino, but it was a white person,
right?
Bro, I'm telling you, dog, all this stuff. So I don't want to get into like the Black Israelites or white. I don't want to get into all that topic, but the reason all these clans, all these things started is because there's confusion in this time period. They're like, what does this mean? What is this? Like, he says he was white, though. Oh, that means everyone was black. And then he wasn't like, I don't want to get into those topics because the Bible doesn't answer it. But it is a rabbit hole, man. So research it yourself,
Yeah, definitely do that. Nah, man, I love like the early books of the Bible because it's always mind blowing because it's like, yo, this actually happened. And there's so much like mystery behind it, and it's not clear, and it's like a movie, but it really happened. And so my girl, she asked me, she's like, "Why do you always like go back to like the beginning?" I'm like, "Because the beginning, I'm trying to figure out where it got messed up."
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that, right? It got messed up in the garden, but like where? Because, bro, to be honest, man, I'm at the place. I think the world is fake. Like everything in the world, bro, it's all fake, and it's just built off of lies and sin, manipulation, power, and authority. And through thousands and thousands and thousands of years, here we are, thinking all of this is normal. You know what I mean? But it was built off of manipulation over time.
But nothing. It's been happening, bro. There's always like people don't know about it, and then they get exposed, and more people know about it. Then there's a great reset. People always talk about there's a great reset that happens, and so like if you look back and like even 400 or 500 years ago, right? There's different maps of the world. Like there's different tools that we still have today, but if you try to go find it, you can't really find. And there's some theories that it got burned or there's
Perry Reese map.
Yeah, man. But like, there's even like bells. Like if you look at the bottom of the ocean, there's like so many like bells. And when you study that back in the day, bro, the bells, like the noise, the synchronization, the vibration frequencies, right? It was actually healing. So that's what churches would ring their bells on Sunday morning. It was like a healing vibration and frequency that people would go and get healed. Bro, I saw this video that back then people would go under the bells. The bells used to be huge, like the Liberty Bell, and you would go under it, and then the priest would ring it, and that's supposed to heal your sicknesses, heal what you're going through, right? But then you look at the oceans is full of bells, And there's a theory that like during the last great reset, they got rid of all those things, right? And so every time there's like exposure, every time we're about to feel like the world's ending or we're getting to a point, there's gonna be something that happens to reset human back to square one where we don't know our past, right? And so, bro, I'm real deep into all this, man. This stuff is crazy because when you read like Enoch, you start realizing like, dude, all this stuff is not a novel, it's real. And then I watched that movie, the Noah movie, of Russell Crowe, the Noah one that he dropped. But when I was in theaters watching it, like this was like years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago, I was just like, this is kind of scary, bro. Because it's like Noah's there walking the land. Where is he going? Like there's just land everywhere. Where is he going? It's like, it's freaky, bro. And then those giants, there's like those rock people and all this. I'm like, is this real? But then it talks about the fallen angels. I'm like, they have to look like something. I'm not saying they look like that, but they have to be, there's beings around, you know? And so when I watched the movie, I'm like, I couldn't live back there, bro. Like, what am I gonna do? I gotta, if I leave my hut, where am I going? I don't. There's no maps. Like, bro, like it was freak when I watched it, but people would really live like that, and so.
But that's why they wouldn't like go far. You know what I mean? Like people weren't like travelers. That's why they thought that the world, you know, was flat. You know, like people just didn't know.
And but I think you like the end times. Why? Because it pushes you back to the origins.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why, because it's like you're an end times guy like me. We always talk about revelations, but if you're one of those people, you love the origins. You love both of those. If you love the origins, you love.
It's because you can get so much from what previously happened. Like when I was in the military, like I always looked at the historical events that happened in that country that we were operating in, because it's still happening. And so if you see what used to happen, you can almost predict the future. That's why they're rewriting history. That's why they're rewriting history. That's why they're getting rid of certain books. They're omitting things in like historical textbooks. That's why you gotta look at who owns the educational book, right? It's all on purpose. And like I want to read the history books of the people that lost wars, like, you know what I mean, like just to add another level of context, because I'm a firm believer as get both sides presented to you 100%. And then you form your own opinion, right?
That's a dangerous person right there, dude. I used to because I'm always like an advocate, I'm always a mediator. People always use me to calm arguments, right? Why? Because I love hearing perspectives, bro. Hey, you might be winning the argument, but let's look at this perspective. But when you do that, people look at you as the bad guy.
Right. You're switching up.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just opening your eyes to see, because they have a valid point, and then we'll make a decision. But dog, my whole life has been like that with my family, with my friend circle, and school. Because I'm not defending them, bro. I'm just making your eyes open to like where they're coming from, because I see both sides, right? And so it's hard, bro. It sucks. I used to run from it, but God was like, bro, that's what you're made to do. That's your gifting. So you can't run from it.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. Since we're talking about books, we've been talking about it from the beginning. What are your top 5 books that you've read that impacted you the most?
Dog, it's gonna be tough, man. The Bible doesn't count, so we're not gonna do that. But As a Man Thinketh, for sure, that's up there. Power of the Subconscious Mind, that's up there. What's that book by Chris Voss that I love? I think I sent it to you one time.
It's the negotiating one, right?
Yeah, negotiating. That's one. That's one of my top 3.
Never Split the Difference.
Yes, Never Split the Difference. Never Split the Difference, and I would say there's some biblical ones away from Mark Batterson that were really good. Something about the Hurry. Something about the Hurry book. Oh, the Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. That book is cold, right? It talks about how people are just always in a hurry, like slowing down and managing your time. And life's not about the next thing; it's about like being present. And so that book was really powerful, bro. And there's one more. I think Eat the Frog. Mark Batterson. Yeah, Batterson, Eat the Frog.
That's Brian Tracy.
No, it's Brian Tracy. Mark Batterson talks about a little bit from there. I forget the name of his book though. Either or. Shout out to Mark Batterson. We're actually potentially going to get him on the pod. Man, Please, Sorry, Thanks is one from him. Play the Man is the one I was talking about. So the 4 books about Mark Madison: Please, Sorry, Thanks, Play the Man, Win the Day, In the Pit with the Lion on a Snowy Day. Those 4 books are all fire from Mark Madison that I've all read. And yeah. What about you, man? You're the book reader. Me, I just try to be, bro. You actually read books. So what are your top 5?
Oh man, As a Man Thinketh, Power of the Subconscious Mind, Magic of Thinking Big. I got my library next to me. Hold on. Let me see what we got here. The 4 Agreements.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one, bro.
And probably, man, to be honest, bro, probably. Oh, I got so many. It's so hard to do a top 5. Either Love and Respect, great book, or man, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Those are probably the ones that have like shaped me the most in like becoming who I need to be.
I love it, bro. Yeah, those are good books, bro. People check out those books because those will really change your life. Honestly, when I was going through it, books is what really got me out, and I feel like God allowed me to go through it so I can read books. Become a better leader, become a better person. So, not just the Bible, though, other books. I got a question for you, though, man. This is out of all the miracles that Jesus did, right? Which one's your top 3 favorites that you would want to see?
Oh, dang.
Again, I'll ask the question again. Out of the miracles that Jesus did, give me your top 3. Not that you read about, that you would want to see.
Yeah. To be honest, the first one, obviously, the resurrection.
Okay, that doesn't count, bro. That I'm talking.
Like we never seen that before, bro.
That's for sure, bro.
All right. So if that's not there, I would like to see. I would like to see when he cast out the demons into the swine and then they ran off the cliff. Just because I feel like that would freak me out. But also understand the power that he has, right? Another one would be when he's walking on water. Again,
that was
never seen that before. Never seen that before. And then for my third, I'm really trying to figure out how we turn those loaves and those fish for that crowd of 2,000. I'm really trying to figure that out. So I want to see that.
Yeah. I honestly, you kind of took a couple of mine. Mine is for sure.
Hold on. Yeah. If it wasn't a miracle, like it's a miracle to us because it doesn't happen. But when he went to the top of Mount
Sinai.
And Moses and
Elijah
appeared. I want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Because they basically saw him at his fullest. How kind of John saw him, they saw him at his fullness, and even Peter was like, "Can we just sit here for the rest of our lives?" He's like, "Nah, we have to go." That's a good one. For me, for sure, walking on water, I gotta see that, especially if it's storming like that. I gotta see like, what is this, right? And I do want to see him heal someone, either the leopard, right, or like the lame man. I want to see him like, bro, I've been seeing this guy. He's sick. His skin is all messed up. I can clearly see that he's like pale, like ashy everywhere, right? And I want to see him just come to healthy, like the leopard, right? I would love to see that. And then for sure, the feeding was my other one, because I want to see like 5,000 people. Like, okay, like, where's this food coming from? I want to see that. And then Probably the wine too. I want to see that wine.
Water turning wine.
Yeah, I want to see, because they said it was like the best wine ever. I'm like, okay. I mean, for sure if Jesus did it, but I just want to see like
Yeah.
that was water, bro, and now it's like complete alcohol. So yeah, those three are mine. But yeah, Jesus had a lot of miracles.
I also would like to see the ones that like he wasn't even present for.
Yeah, that was another one too. Like the captain of the guards that came with him was like, "Heal my son. Just say the words. I know he's gonna be healed." Right, those kind of things is pretty cool too. But yeah, it was Mount Sinai, the Mount of Transfiguration.
It was Mount Sinai. Okay.
Yeah, Mount Sinai, Mount of Transfiguration, right? But people don't even know to this day if it was. They say Moses for sure, but they don't know if it's Elijah or Enoch. That's what people say, because yeah. And then I guess my other question was, which plague of Egypt would you say is the hardest?
Oh, bro. Got to be the locusts. No.
You think so?
No. Actually, no. The boils, bro.
Oh, man.
Having those sores. And even if I didn't, just like seeing that. Because think about like when you go out to eat and you see somebody and they maybe get gross you out. Like I can't eat.
Have you had one of those before?
A boil?
Yeah.
I've never had a boil. I've had a what you would call it, like a blister.
Bro, I've had like 3 boils.
Dang.
Bro, it's the worst, bro.
I bet
it is the worst because the pain don't leave until after it's ready. It's like a zit, bit, So it's like, you know how you get a zit in your face where you can feel that something's coming, but it's like not there yet until it gets like really white. Then you pop it, then it's gone, right? So it's like that, but the pain lasts, man, for like weeks until it's ready. You can't like lean. Yeah, it's awful, bro. I had it like on my arm. I couldn't lean. I couldn't put my arm down. It was awful, dog. And so I can't even imagine like all over your body. Yeah, but there's no pain medicine. So what are you gonna do? That one's tough. The blood one is tough too, bro. Have you ever just I've never done this, but I've touched blood before, right? And it's so thick, bro. But just imagine it, and everywhere, all the water sources you have is like thick blood, and it smells.
Yeah, that smell. That's what I'm thinking about.
That smell, bro. And then another one, I'll say the darkness one is pretty bad too, bro. Because they said it was so dark that you could feel it. That's crazy.
That's
That's
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, those are pretty bad, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, that's all I have, bro. Just wanted to give me some biblical questions because I'm always like thinking, like, can I handle that? Can I be there? Like, I don't know if I could,
I always think about that, but when you're in the moment, like, there's no other option. Like, where are you gonna go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, man. This was good, bro. I appreciate it, man. I always love our conversations because first thing, it's encouraging, but then again, man, it just makes you think. Like, for me, like, I'm about to go do a quick run, right? The whole time I'll be thinking about probably stuff in the Bible, man, the biblical stuff, especially when you start to talk about Nimrod, bro. It makes me think a lot of like. So I don't like going down the rabbit hole because you get stuck there for hours, but I like this conversation, bro.
Yeah. I won't send you any videos, bro. I'm telling you, man,
bro.
That's my guilty pleasure.
But
cool, man. Yeah. I'll pray us out, and then that'll be the end of the episode. Dear God, thank you so much for the CROWNEDCAST Podcast. Thank you so much for Joel and Gulu. Thank you for the man that he is, God. Thank you for all the successes that you brought us together. I pray that you continue to have your hands on us, continue to bring abundance, peace of mind, and wisdom as we not only step into everything that you have planned for us, but we conquer what you have planned for us, God. And we just ultimately want to be the light, the vessel to bring people back to you, God. So we love you. We thank you. We praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time on the CROWNEDCAST Podcast. Peace.